Don't pursue UI UX if you are like this. Welcome to Immature Designer. Let's talk about if you are having all these characteristics, then you should not be pursuing UI UX design. First of all, you are bad at aesthetics. You find it difficult to design beautifully. You find it difficult to have the right typography, the right colors. It's very difficult for you. Even after doing the courses, you find it very difficult. Your designs doesn't look good to your eye or to your other people whom you're showing. So if you're not able to make aesthetic designs, it's difficult to become a UI designer. Otherwise, you can just go for UX designing, UX research, but definitely not UI design. If you like to work alone, then this field is not for you. If you like to work alone, because in UX UI design, in any big company or in any average company, you have to sit with people, with seniors, to communicate with others, with developers, with CEOs, with managers, and then you move forward with it. So it's very difficult to become a UI UX designer if you like to work alone. So yeah. Next is communication. If you do not find it comfortable to communicate with many people, if you are hesitant of communicating with others, if you cannot, go to different people and talk about some things, talk about your design, explain your design, why you're doing what you're doing. If it is difficult for you, then you should not be pursuing this, because in UX UI it's all about how you can explain your design, how your design is explaining just by seeing your design it's self-explanatory, and then you're discussing things with others, you're always being updated with the managers, the developers. You have to be in a group and not work alone, so it's very important to have a nice communication skill as well. If you can't speak up and lead, because if you're a UX designer, there are certain things that people ask that why you're doing this, why you want to make this change, this huge change, why do you want to bring this feature. You have to know how to speak up for yourself, for your design, so it's very important. Next is point out others, because there are times when people discuss about something and they say that no, this is what we are going to do, this is the feature that is going to be there. But if you as UX UI designer, you feel that no, this is wrong, if you know the reason behind it, then you should just point out that person. You should be able to point out others. Even if it's your senior, you should be able to point out that person. You should be able to say that no, there you are wrong. If you are having this capability, then you can do this particular profession. Next is digital app and text. If you do not have any interest in applications, websites, how they work, how they are designed, how they look and feel is, why things are at some place, wherever it is. If you do not have any interest in that, you just don't care how app it looks like, how website works, however products are interacting. If you do not like that, if you are not interested at all in that, just don't go into this profession. Legwork, definitely. Like, you are sitting and designing something, then you just stand up and go and discuss with the developers if that thing is possible to be built or not. You go to the product manager and you ask him that this is the feature that you want to bring in, or this is something that you have decided. You just have to go and do a lot of legwork, and just you also have to do user research, user feedback. So you have to go and interview your users. So there are several different things involved in this particular profession at different levels. So definitely you will have to have some little legwork, because as a developer you always sit and just code, but as a UX designer you have to get up off your seats, right? So definitely, if you do not like legwork, not much of legwork, it depends, you are a UI designer, UX designer, or both, or you're interning, or you're a senior designer, or whatever position you're holding. It depends on how much legwork you have to do, but you definitely have to do a legwork, because you definitely have to collaborate with the developers anyways. So yeah, this is what you will have to do. Next is understanding your users. This is the main and most important part of this profession. If you cannot understand your users, if you find difficult to understand how old people, interact with applications, how a child interacts with different products, how a normal person or a disabled person would interact, if you have difficulty in understanding, relating, or empathizing with your users, it would be very difficult to become a UX designer. So if you are able to empathize, if you're able to understand how these things work, then you're made for this particular profession. So just look out all the checkpoints I have talked about, and based on that, you can decide if you really want to pursue this particular profession or not.